let me welcome you people to the Wild Wild West. This is Eric Royal. Eric Royal is a CWF veteran, but he is making his Wrestleforce debut. Eric, what do you have in store for these great fans?
I don't care about the fans. All I care about is inflicting as much pain as I possibly can to anybody who steps across my way here in Wrestleforce. So let it be known, this is an open challenge. This is an open call to anybody. Step across that ring with the beast mode, and you're bound to go down.
I will do. My God! Look at that! You only did that in a live event. Oh, devastating suplex. Folks, this could be bedlam here in the arena. Oh my God!
Close your eyes. Mothers, send your children to their rooms.
Here we go. Oh my God, look at this. The money clip out of nowhere. Welcome to Midnight Mayhem. Look at those fantastic lights. We've got a set here on Midnight Mayhem. And speaking of set, I am set for the night because I have got Terrence Dollard in the commentating booth with me.
Aaron, it is a pleasure to be back. For those of you who I've not spoken to recently, how's it going?
Hey, Terrence, I talk to you almost every day. You were the executive producer of Midnight Mayhem. Tell me a little bit about the man walking down to the ring right now.
Well, we're taking a look at Eric Royal, who last time we saw him on Midnight Mayhem, he lost a match to John Malice. Darn shame right there. He is a tough competitor. But is he as tough as Billy Brash, who we see coming in, rocking that denim vest?
Yeah, he's
Charlie
one.
Dreamer.
Yeah, almost like Charlie Dreamer. Billy Brash is one half of the Fortunate Sons, and he is a lady killer. Look at them women, all excited about him, hot and bothered, if you will, for this man, Billy Brash. Folks, I think this is going to be a fun little matchup.
I have no doubt in my mind. You know, there he is. He's kind of working the crowd right there.
A very different style of professional wrestling from each man. John Malice showed a couple weeks ago that when you take on Eric Royal, it's going to be a clash of the titans. Two big men. Eric Royal, a big man. Kind of slower paced. Billy Brash, unfortunately, had to make his debate. Look at this girl. She is so excited to be here watching Billy Brash.
You know, she's probably at home right now screaming at the TV because not only is she looking at Billy Brash, she's looking at herself. It's like the Beatles and a mirror.
That's fantastic. I don't know what else to say about that, Terrence, excuse me. But Billy Brash is a little bit flashier professional wrestler than Eric Royal. I'd like to say that.
Yeah, he is sort of a high flyer. He's going to make use of those ropes, and he's going to be up in the air plenty of times, I'm betting.
Look at this. Both men circling each other, gathering the bearings of this matchup. Eric Royal going for that strong collar elbow tie-up. And it looks like Billy Brash going straight to the wrist with that standing wrist lock right there.
You know, these moves are so painful, and for those of you like me who use your arms every day, this is the type of move that when you're in it, it hurts like the dickens, and the next day it hurts, and the day after that, and the week after that, and it's going to make Eric Royal, well, it's going to give him the fits later on in the match, is what I'm saying.
Well, Eric Royal, these men are professionally trained professional wrestlers. That sounds a little redundant. Look at Eric Royal using the rules of professional wrestling against Billy Brash right there. Billy Brash had that strong standing wrist lock on Eric Royal. Eric Royal was feeling it in his AC joint and the rest of his shoulder, his rotator cuff. But Eric Royal was smart enough to utilize the ropes to break that count.
You know, that's true. He's a big man, but he's big upstairs where the brain works. Oh my, look at this!
And speaking of using some interesting maneuvers, we were talking about it earlier, Billy Brash able to reverse Eric Royal by using a little bit of flash.
Absolutely. You know, Eric Royal's got the size advantage, but he's had no opportunity to use it to his advantage.
Very interesting. A very...
Using those ropes again.
Eric Royal, smart, a veteran, trained by none other than my nemesis, Brad Stutz.
Oh, you mean Brad Stutz from Fatback Entertainment?
Yeah, that Fatback Enterprises. Get it right or pay the price. Brad Stutz out of Burlington, North Carolina, CWF, excuse me. That wrestling organization, a great wrestling organization, if they weren't led by Brad Stutz.
Speaking of led, it looks like Eric Royal is leading Billy Brash into a world of hurt.
Billy Brash not feeling it right there, and he's going straight to it, not letting that pain slow him down. Billy Brash, and a huge drop kick, and he is hooking the leg.
Oh, he can't get that third count.
That would have been interesting. Eric Royal could have been 0-2 on Midnight Mayhem, and that would have been crazy, huh? A big man like that?
You know, he's got the skills, he's got the size, he just so far hasn't had the momentum. And Billy Brash has the momentum right now. He's standing up on the ropes. He's giving him a, 9-10 shots to the head right now before Eric Royal can even react, but now look at that.
Eric Royal able to use that leverage. He was a little bit lower center of gravity, able to pick up Billy Brash and just slam his face down into the turnbuckle.
Ooh my. You know, folks, if you want to see wrestling like this in person, you have to come out May 17th. Aaron, where's that going to be?
It's going to be at the Spires Rec Center in KC, South Carolina. It's going to be Team Wrestleforce against Team Impact. And when I say Team Impact, I mean Gunner, Doc, Crimson. You're going to be seeing some fantastic superstars that you see every week on television take on some of the Team Wrestleforce guys like Malice and Skyler, who we're going to see later on in this episode.
So I'm betting that Wrestleforce champ Chase Stevens is going to be appearing there as well.
Yeah, he's going to be taking on, he's going to have a matchup. It's going to be fantastic. You're not going to want to miss it. And if you want to keep up to date with all these updates, find Wrestleforce on Facebook, or give old Wally Rogers a holler, whose birthday it was this week. Go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Midnight Mayhem CW21.
You know, I've got to say, the last time we had Gunner on Midnight Mayhem, he locked up with Casey McKnight in a match that, well, quite frankly, had to be seen to be believed. So I'm imagining when we get to see that again, it's going to be another great match.
You're going to see Gunner again. Gunner, a big guy, a huge guy, a fantastic wrestler. We're going to see him take on some of the guys from Wrestleforce to see where they are on the measuring stick. Look at Eric Royal just picking him up almost like a fisherman suplex, but slamming him face first into the mat, but a cocky pin attempt, and Eric Royal shocked.
He's shocked. He can't believe it.
Why are you shocked, Eric? You didn't even put any attempt to get that pin.
You know, that's the thing. He's smart, he's savvy, he's got the size, but quite frankly, he doesn't seem to have the eye of the tiger right now.
He's also got the ego.
He does. You know, on paper, I can't imagine anyone but Eric Royal winning this match, but watching in the ring right now, I can't see Billy Brash losing.
Big man going up top, getting caught by Billy Brash. Billy Brash with a kick to the face and a nice enziguri to finish that off. Will Billy Brash be able to finish off the big man right here? A big back elbow. Look at that. Billy Brash on a roll.
Oh my. And look at this. Unlike Eric Royal, when he has the advantage, he presses that advantage. He's going in all the way, full steam ahead.
Billy Brash to the corner, a big clothesline to Eric Royal, and here he is, another high-risk maneuver right there. Oh, man, Eric Royal's out on his feet. 1, 2.
Oh, look at that. He's able to pop that shoulder up at the last second.
Eric Royal still in this matchup. Eric Royal is going to have to build some momentum of his own if he wants to take out Billy Brash, and he looks like he's doing it right now.
Looks like he got that wake-up call because he's got Billy Brash in a bad spot right now.
But all the power in the world cannot take the finesse of Billy Brash down right now. He's got that momentum going, and Billy Brash, getting reversed right here. Billy Brash up top. Oh, nice. That was a beautiful maneuver right there. The backflip. But that, my friend, that is the exclamation point on that sentence. 2, 3.
And that's the match.
Eric Royal wins. Eric Royal 1-1 on Midnight Mayhem meets Wrestleforce. Folks, we've got John Malice coming up next and John Skyler coming up next. Welcome back to Midnight Mayhem. Kim Chi, a man we saw getting destroyed by Brady Pierce last time we saw him.
You know, I've got to say what you will about Kim Chi, but he is one heck of a snappy dresser. He's got the pith helmet. He's got the khaki suit, the combat boots, the gloves, the mask. Quite frankly, that's one well-dressed wrestler.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the wrestling moves, and that's what's gonna make you succeed here in Midnight Mayhem Presents Wrestleforce Television.
Well, it doesn't look like he's got many moves just getting into. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've seen some clumsy folks before. This, however, is not one of them. This is
John Malice, the Juggernaut John Malice, and you don't want to confuse him with anybody else, because that man will destroy you.
He's got the size, he's got the skills, and he's got a great name.
John Malice, the Juggernaut John Malice, big man. You're gonna be able to see him May 17th in KC, South Carolina at the Spires Rec Center. Folks, you're gonna see Team Wrestleforce against Team Impact. It's gonna be a great matchup, and you don't wanna miss it. John Malice is gonna be representing Team Wrestleforce.
You know, I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm just looking at Kim Chi, and I'm looking at John Malice, and I'm thinking to myself, mismatch. There is no way in the world, there is no way, mark my words, no way that Kim Chi does not come out with a W in this match.
I think you're full of crap, Terrence Dollard. I think you're full of crap. John Malice, look at this man, just waiting in the corner. Kim Chi struggling to even take his hat off, and this man cannot possibly win against John Malice.
You know, again, you're overlooking strategy, you're overlooking technique, you're overlooking the psychological warfare that someone like Kim Chi is going to employ. Look at this. He's making John Malice think.
Yeah, John Malice is thinking, how am I going to destroy him? Just like that, with a huge spear, and John Malice, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, Terrence, you were wrong.
Oh, well, looks like I owe you a Coke.
Coming up next, John Skyler taking on Zane Dawson, the Midnight Mayhem champion. Folks, I am interested to see how this is going to turn out. This is going to be a great matchup, and that's coming up next. What do you think about that, Terrence?
I'm excited as heck.
Welcome back to Midnight Mayhem, a momentous main event on Midnight Mayhem. Zane Dawson, the one-man riot, coming out to the beautiful sounds of Tool. And I believe he's gonna, he said he was gonna make an impact here on Wrestleforce's roster. He's got a big impact to do with John Skyler here in the main event.
Well, the last time we saw Zane Dawson in Wrestleforce, he was going up against Derek, and the one thing I've got to say is that when we saw him going up against Derek Rise didn't stay in the ring on his feet too long. And Zane Dawson issued a challenge to everyone in Wrestleforce. And he said, bring out your best, like Hellman's. And he's going to, tonight, face one of the best in the game right now.
John Skyler.
John Skyler. You know, you were telling me an interesting story about John Skyler.
John Skyler is a man that we've only seen twice on Midnight Mayhem so far. John Skyler, I was talking to my friend Casey McKnight. You may know Casey McKnight as one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come out of the Mid-Atlantic. Casey McKnight says, and I quote, "John Skyler reminds me a lot of Bret the Hitman Hart." Now, if you know Casey McKnight, also known as Scott Dawson in WWE's NXT, Casey McKnight says, when he says Bret Hart, he means it. Bret Hart is his favorite professional wrestler. He's the man that he idolizes, the man that he takes his wrestling style about. And he's comparing John Skyler to Bret Hart? That's a huge honor.
Well, you know, I will say one thing. Casey McKnight, great wrestler, greatest champ in the history of Midnight Mayhem, and we wish him, of course, all the best in the WWE. But what I've got to say right now is that the man in the ring against John Skyler is Zane Dawson, the man who beat Casey McKnight, the man who beat Charlie Dreamer, the man who beat his own brother, Dave Dawson. I don't think Zane Dawson is too concerned about that comparison.
Yeah, Zane Dawson, we've compared him to Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody, a big man that comes in there, wrecks shop, leaves. He kicks ass, takes names, and leaves. That's what Zane Dawson does. Zane Dawson overpowers men, towers over men, overpowers them, hits the lariat, walks out, gets a soda.
Well, you know, Zane Dawson's like a brick wall with a head of hair. You can't hope to defeat him. You can only hope to not get that badly hurt.
To contain him?
Not even contain him.
You can't contain a man like that. John Skyler, Zane Dawson, they were going for a lockup like that, but it looked like John Skyler used a beautiful collegiate maneuver, take a shot, and then, then he gets thrown around by Zane Dawson. Zane Dawson just throws the man around, finishes up with a double axe handle, and just a relentless assault on John Skyler.
This is simply amazing. When Zane Dawson gets to work, he gets to work in a mean way.
Zane Dawson taking out John Skyler systematically right now. Zane Dawson calling the fans. You know, he's never been a big fan of those fans.
It's like he's going for a knee to the... Oh, my! Instead of a knee to the midsection, he takes a knee to the turnbuckle. That's gotta hurt.
And then John Skyler taking that to an advantage and hitting that hamstring, hitting the MCL, the PCL, the LCL, the ACL. He's hitting that of that. Look at that, just taking them apart, piece by piece.
You know, Zane Dawson off his feet, he's not nearly as imposing as when he's on his feet, but good golly, this is certainly going to hurt his game.
Look at John Skyler just working the leg and knee of Zane Dawson. Zane Dawson struggling to grab the rope, trying to go for a crossface right there, trying to get any way out of this maneuver, any which way but loose is what's happening right now.
Oh, he's certainly not getting loose. John Skyler, nice move right there.
Folks, and if you want to see John Skyler in action live, come out May 17th to the Spires Rec Center. I think I've said it differently each time. In Casey, South Carolina, Team Wrestleforce, represented by Skyler, Brady Pierce, John Malice, and Cedric Alexander.
I thought you were going to say Cedric the Entertainer.
I almost did, I'm sorry. But Cedric Alexander, they are going to be taking on Team Impact. If you've ever heard of Gunner, if you've ever heard of Doc, if you've ever heard of Crimson, those guys are going to be in action. Also, Wrestleforce champion, Chase Stevens.
My goodness, here's the Midnight Mayhem champ, Zane Dawson right now. And what do you call that move?
That is a figure four maneuver.
And isn't that from our good friend Ric Flair?
That, you know, I would like to think that he's a good friend, but I don't think he knows who I am.
Well, I've got plenty of imaginary friends, and Ric Flair's one of them.
Look at Zane Dawson taking the cowardly way out by grabbing the rope to get out of that devastating maneuver on his knees. You call it cowardly, I call it smart, and that just proves that Zane Dawson is more than just a really scary face. Zane Dawson is a big scary face. Up and out of the ring. John Skyler with the ring awareness to drop that rope down as the big man comes barreling at him. And then it looks like John Skyler might be going for a high-risk maneuver. Ooh. And a big splash outside of the ring, and Zane Dawson taken down on the cold concrete. You know, it's very, very seldom that we see Zane Dawson looking like he doesn't know what's going on. And when he came out of that ring, he looked surprised, he looked shocked, and he looked like he didn't know where he was. Just like the George W. Shock and Awe campaign, John Skyler is on a relentless assault on him right now, and it looks like he's about to try something else off the ring apron. Zane Dawson catching him, slamming his spine against the ring post. Oh my, it's like watching Willie Mays make that catch at the Polo Grounds. You just can't believe you saw it, but you just did. That's not professional wrestling. That's just pure meanness out of Zane Dawson. Well, frankly, if someone's jumping at me and I've got a ring post that I can smash him up against, I'm gonna do the same thing. Well, you're defending Zane Dawson. I'm not taking anything away from him as a professional wrestler. I'm taking things away from him as a person. He wants to cripple somebody on Midnight Mayhem, and look at John Skyler. He's got a count to 10 to get back into that ring. Came in at 9.5.
Well, you know, that's smart. He's using that time to try and get some energy back, but Zane Dawson's waiting for him. But it looks like that left leg has slowed him down a little bit.
Just hammering blows to the spine of John Skyler. Zane Dawson knows when a person's injured. Shark in the water.
Absolutely. He sees that drop of blood, and 10 miles away, he's there.
It looked like John Skyler using his whole body as a missile.
Ooh.
But Zane Dawson going straight back to the spine. You know, you make it a little bit tender by slamming it against the ring post. Then you work on it a little bit more. I think he wants Skyler to be a quadriplegic at the end of this matchup.
Well, you know, whatever it takes to win, that's Zane's motto. And right now, he's trying to squeeze the air out of John Skyler. It's like a human boa constrictor.
You know, working on the spine of John Skyler, Zane Dawson kind of wants Skyler to be calling Eric the Midget to find out where he gets his wheelchairs from.
I'm telling you, this is a nice reference, by the way.
Yeah, you had to get a Baba Booey Howard Stern reference in there.
Right now, it looks like Zane Dawson just took an elbow to the face. He's a little
dazed and confused, just like Led Zeppelin? I don't think so. It looks like he's going straight back to the spine, look how he's got his hands right there, the placement of his hands. The knuckle is going straight into the spine.
I've got to tell you, John Skyler is not a small man by any stretch of the imagination, but right now he looks like a toddler in the hands of daddy.
I like that. That was a fantastic, I love that. That's, you know, when you think of Zane Dawson right here, just the meanness, the overpowering, the cunning, Zane Dawson's a lot like Darkseid from the Jack Kirby New Gods comic book.
That's true. He's just pure evil, and I bet you he's working on the anti-life equation.
Well, you know the anti-life equation, he's conquered Apocalypse, he's conquered New Genesis, let's say Apocalypse being MAPW, New Genesis being Midnight Mayhem. Now he's going straight to Wrestleforce to take on their roster. What is he gonna do here? Who is gonna stop him from getting the anti-life equation?
Well, I've got to tell you, you know, in the world of the fourth world, Darkseid he's been on top of everyone. Orion, Superman, heck, even Batman. And I don't know who they're going to pull out at Wrestleforce that can stop Zane Dawson. John Skyler's trying, but
it doesn't look like he's succeeding right now.
Well, you know,
but just the anger, he has angered John Skyler enough to break rules and bite the face of Zane Dawson.
This is kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? What Mike Tyson's Punch-Out reference are you gonna say?
The one where he bit Evander Holyfield's ear off.
That's not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's real life.
Oh.
Look at John Skyler, that tenacious little cuss, just going on the back of him. But Zane Dawson slamming him straight down to the ground, stopping any momentum that Skyler just built up. Folks, if you want to find us on Facebook and find out some of the greatest things we've ever done, you go to facebook.com/MidnightMayhemCW21. Talk to Wallace Roger. He's our webmaster. He'll tell you all the great history of professional wrestling here on Midnight Mayhem. He'll tell you what happened years ago.
Absolutely. You know, Wallace is celebrating a birthday this week. We say happy birthday again to him. He's been really great at putting our website together, but not as great as Zane Dawson is at just giving
tearing something up.
That's right.
This is why we can't have nice things, because Zane Dawson breaks the toys.
That's true. You should see the backstage area at Midnight Mayhem. He's just a toddler.
He's an animal.
He is terrible.
Having temper tantrums. This man is uncontainable.
Can't be contained.
Is uncontainable not a word?
Oh, it is. I just wanted to repeat it.
Thank you. Zane Dawson, Irish whipping his back straight into the turnbuckle, and it looks like Zane Dawson's gonna end it right here with a huge splash. And John Skyler doesn't know if he's coming or going right now.
No, I don't know if he's standing up on his own or if those ropes are keeping him up and he doesn't know it, but he's up and, oh my.
Nice maneuver right there to take out Zane Dawson. Zane Dawson to the ground. John Skyler on the ground. John Skyler getting the great Midnight Mayhem fans behind him. And folks, we may see an upset.
You know, Zane Dawson said he wanted a challenge, and he's certainly got one from John Skyler.
John Skyler is giving Zane Dawson all that he can handle right now. John Skyler is ready with a flurry of right hands.
Ooh, a swing and a miss.
And straight back to the hamstring. Skyler knows what's going on.
That left leg is probably starting to feel a lot like jelly for Zane Dawson.
It's true. It's damn true. and it looks like Skyler off the ropes. A big forearm shiver taking out Zane Dawson. Another shiver to the face, and it looks like Skyler's going up. That's it, folks. That is all she wrote. Skyler.
Wait.
What are you doing, Skyler?
You got him down. You got to go for it. Press the advantage, Skyler. Don't wait. I've seen it happen too many times before. Oh!
It looked like Skyler was going for a springboard moonsault. Almost got hit in the gut by Zane Dawson. Zane Dawson trying to block it. But Skyler with the wherewithal to put him in a sharpshooter. Shades of Bret Hart. Maybe Casey McKnight was right.
I'm not going to argue with Casey McKnight because he's bigger than I am.
It looks like Zane Dawson trying to crawl, trying to get hand over hand, trying to get out of the foxhole right here, grabbing the rope, and that's it for Skyler's sharpshooter.
Well, let me ask you this, Aaron. Why do you think Skyler's just sitting there talking to the crowd right now? Shouldn't he be just all over Zane Dawson?
He's trying to get momentum. And you know, wrestling is like a pendulum. I've said it before. Once you get the momentum going, it's hard to stop somebody. Zane Dawson throwing the referee in the way. That is a cowardice maneuver, but Zane Dawson going straight for the lariat. The move that's taken out Casey McKnight. Zane Dawson catching Skyler with the lariat, and it's it. One, two,
three. There you go, folks. That's Zane Dawson up and down. He's smart. He knows how to use the surroundings to his advantage.
Doggone it, people don't like him.
Well, I don't care if people don't like him. He's a great wrestler, and he's a great addition to Midnight Mayhem. A great champion as well. And the great thing is, he knows how to use the ring to his advantage. He knows how to use the ref to his advantage, and he knows how to beat the snot out of his opposition.
Skyler, a man that was the very first Wrestleforce champion, getting taken out by Zane Dawson. Zane Dawson 2-0 on Wrestleforce meets Midnight Mayhem.
I've seen this move before. He's taken off his armband.
What are you doing? You're adding insult to literal injury right now.
I'm thinking there's another injury that's about to come up. The bare-armed lariat.
Zane Dawson calling up Skyler. You don't need to do this, Zane. You've proven your point. Please do not cripple this man.
It's just sad to see him going for the ropes like that's going to save him from the awesome power. Oh, wait.
Wait, is that somebody else's music? That sounds like music we just heard earlier. And here comes the Juggernaut, John Malice.
Oh my, is Juggernaut enough to stop Darkseid?
That is a great question. We've never seen that in comic books, and we might see that tonight on Midnight Mayhem. Wait, no, our time's expiring, folks. We're gonna have to call it a quits for the night. Find us on Facebook. Thank you for watching.
Have a good night, everybody.